Hello, I'm Cedric Graham and I'm in sunny Southern California. One of the things with growing up a little fat kid is, you get shamed and it makes you not want to go out and hang out with the other kids. And that drew me closer to the pets we had around the house. We had a dog named Rocky that was my road dog, and she helped me through those tough times emotionally when I felt rejected. And I established such a deep connection with animals during that period. We had pigeons that we raised at the time, and I would go hang out in the pigeon coop and spend time with the pigeons. And I had a phobia about birds, which is a strange thing. And I was able to connect with those animals, our pets, birds, dogs, my friends' cats. And I even trained my pigeons, even though I wouldn't touch them, to come down out of the sky when I wanted them to feed. I could get them to go in the cage with a command. I could even send them up to stray in another pigeon that was flying over. They'd bring them down and go in the cage. They knew. So same thing with training dogs and cats. I never had any professional training, but I just connected so well. And that was the benefit of being a little fat kid, because it drew me so close to the animals, because they have that unconditional love. They didn't see a fat kid. They saw someone with a warm heart that had their best interests in heart. And one of the things for me that's been wonderful about this NES program is it helps me reach out and connect with animals on a higher level, and bringing that ancient wisdom to the 21st century with the technology. I can go into a situation and scan a pet and see what's going on and how it's impacted by its environment, how it's impacted by the way it interacts with the folks around it, what's going on when they start, how the food is impacting them on an emotional and a physical level. So, NES is such a wonderful tool because it gives you power that you don't normally possess, and to be able to scan a pet and then not have to worry about what you're going to say next, because the software has figured it all out for you. And that's another thing that I think is fabulous, and it's had such tremendous and positive results with the pets. And also, when you impact that pet in such a positive manner, it spreads over into the family. So everyone in the house, because now this pet is smiling inside, the whole house gets to smile. And that's one way that I've been blessed to have come across NES, to be able to help so many animals and families on such a high level with this tool. I got a story I'd like to share with you guys. It's a success story. And the great part is, it's the pet and the pet owner that both benefited from the NES program. The initial call was to talk, because I had been sharing my story about I'm working with pets. And so this young lady called me and asked me would I come and scan her pet. And I went over, I scanned the pet, and through that I saw all these emotional things that were going on with this pet. And so I turned to the pet owner and I was like, most of what I see here I think came from you. So why don't we scan you and see what's going on with you before we go any deeper with the pet? Well, as it turned out, she was an emotional mess. And this is the great part of this tool. It helps to definitely connect the fact that the pet and the pet owner is so closely connected. And all of these things that this pet owner is going through is transferring to the pet. And it was so great to be able to sit down and use this tool and show them how they were so connected. Here's the scan from your pet, here's your scan from you. This is what you're currently going through, and it's showing up in your pet. And using the NES protocol that was outlined, and it didn't take but maybe a few weeks, and you could see changes that were just wonderful, more lively, more fun, both so much more relaxed, and starting to live life the way it's supposed to be lived without carrying all that burden. And it didn't take a long time. That's another thing that's so wonderful. We're only talking about a few weeks, and you could see such a transformation. That's an exciting time for me. And you know what? Sometimes it gets emotional for me when you get to walk into a situation and see that things are not properly aligned, and be able to have such a tremendous impact using the tools that we have with this program. I was so excited when I started with NES, and you know how most of us, when we're really excited about something, we want to go and share it with everybody, and we want them to have that same enthusiasm as we have. But this NES language, they didn't find it as exciting as I did. So I had to meet them where I had to learn or get it through my head that, I'm excited about this. They're excited about the outcomes. They're excited about how they're going to feel later. They're excited about how it's going to transform their life. So I had to learn, in order to share my message, I had to share it in their language. So and then I had to learn with their language what it is. So, we always have to keep learning, and life is one lesson after another. And I had to literally go and interview people. And I would go to dog parks, and I would go hang out at the pet stores, and I would stop people going in and out of the stores and talk to them about why they had this pet and why they were in there, what they bought for their pets, what they expected why did they buy that for their pets. And that's how I learned to speak their language. And in doing that, it helped me be able to do my job and go ahead and have a more profound impact on their lives, because now I could meet them where they are and speak their language. Okay, let me give you just a couple simple examples of how things changed. Instead of running up on everybody talking about bioenergetics and energy fields and body fields and things like that, we still talked about energy, and we talked about information transferring and in the body, and how all the cells have to talk to each other. So I gave examples of I draw lines on the board. This is a lane going this way, and energy's going there. We send a signal, and here's a lane going this way. So the lanes are just going both ways, right? And they go, yeah, okay, I can see that. Okay, so we have this baseline that we've established. So when we send the energy one way, it takes so much time. We know how long it should take based on what lane it's traveling in. So let's say liver, whatever, parts of the energy fields and body. And it should take so much time to come back if everything is good. If you go down and back in your car and you drive exactly the same with exact same conditions, you'll do it in the exact same amount of time, right? Yeah. If I put a speed bump out there, what's going to happen to the time? Whoa, it's not going to be the same time. Okay, so if there's a distortion in an energy field in your body, there's going to be a speed bump, right? You get that? I get that. That's the way I had to learn to talk and give examples that they can resonate with things that they deal with every day in their lives, and not bring in this other world that we exist in. That's how I tie the two together.